Hey folks, how's it going? Today I am reviewing another game that was sent to me. I'm always so excited to hear about what everyone has been working on, so please, if you have a game you'd like to see on this channel, do get in touch. I will say I do have a fair number of games that I am trying to get through and review for everyone. So at the moment it's about a month delay between when games are sent to me to when they appear on the channel, but I promise if you send a game to me, it's probably going to get reviewed. I want to say a big thank you to Matthew who sent me a copy of their game for us to review today. This is a game about the supernatural solving murders in a 19th century city. This is Sworn by Ghostlight. Sworn by Ghostlight is set in a European 19th century Victorian era city called Monapstone. Unlike any historical city, this one is teeming with the occult. The ghostlight that emanates from the moon nurtures ghosts, necromancers, and all sorts of strange occult occurrences. In this game, you and potentially another player are investigating a series of murders that have happened in this city. At each victim's site, there has been a carved effigy. It's a figurine of a woman carved out of burnt ebony wood. Every victim in this case so far has been found with it placed in their left hand, presumably by the murderer. The game begins as you, a detective, sit at your desk working on the case. A letter slides under the door. You don't even need to look. You know there's been another victim. The note leads you to the location of the latest death. The details of how the rest of the game unfolds aren't set in stone. What the latest victim looks like, how you feel about law enforcement, or any other potential clues are decided using dice rolls. To see what happens next, you roll the die for the appropriate table and see what result you get. In fact, the culprit of these crimes can change almost every time you play, depending, of course, on what evidence is discovered and how the players handle the case. The dice ensure that the story changes every time you play. This game feels like its own game, as well as its own pre-written adventure module. While the setup for every game you play in this world is going to be similar, everything else is up to chance. This game's mechanics were inspired by Ironsworn. Ghostlight can be played by a single player or as a two-person cooperative. To begin the game, the investigator character is set up. Their look, motivation, skills, personality, and weaknesses. Then you get to decide, are they famous or not? Their name and pronouns. You have 6 abilities in this game: Edge, Heart, Courage, Iron, Shadow, and Wits. Edge is about agility and ranged combat. Heart is focused on emotional intelligence and willpower. Iron is about your steadfastness and physical power. Shadow is about sneaking and being cunning, and Wits is about your intelligence and observation. The game provides you with the scores to distribute among these. You then get some status scores that you need to fill out. These are momentum, supply, spirit, and health. Momentum represents your luck, supply your resources, spirit your mental health, and health your physical health. Generally, ending up on 0 on any of these status scores is going to cause your character problems. There are also some special rules for these as well. When you start to play this game, generally you will need 2 d10s and a d6. To overcome a challenge presented, you roll all 3 of these dice. The result on the d10s is going to represent the potential challenge, and the d6 how you shape up to it. The result on the d6 is added to the appropriate score that you have in that area, so you're not just rolling a d6 against some very slim odds. To meet the challenge, you want to beat both of the individual numbers on the d10, not their sum, the individual. You can partially succeed by only beating one of these numbers, and the results of that can be super interesting. The dice, of course, are also important for generating details on the different tables in this game. The mechanics of this game aren't hard to grasp, though that little detail about the 2 d10s did take me a minute to think on. I really like this game. With a small number of words, it establishes an interesting and spooky setting. I like that this game feels both like a game and a module. I don't think you could necessarily play a game in this universe that isn't this story, but perhaps it could be expanded upon. It is great that the end of this story isn't predetermined. How this game unfolds is a combination of your choices as a player and pure luck. If you enjoy detective stories or ghost stories, you absolutely should check this one out. It's super slim and it's written to be really accessible and easy to play. It's designed to be a single session, so it could make for a great night in by yourself or with one other person. The PDF for Sworn by Ghostlight is only $3. That includes this little trifold pamphlet and the mini game manual, so I think that is a more than generous price. I had a great time talking about this game today. Do you know much about the Ironsworn system? Please let me know in the comments down below, or what do you think of supernatural murder mysteries? While you're down in the comments, I encourage you to like, subscribe, maybe share with a friend. I also have a Ko-fi page where you can donate to the channel to help keep things going, or you can just check out the behind the scenes of what I'm working on. I hope you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the gaming table. Bye!